Okay, so today we're going to talk about day one qualifying World's Strongest Man 2022 results. Let's look at the events first. Deadlift ladder, they had to lift 5 barbells in ascending weight from 320 all the way up to 380 kilograms. This is a great event. We saw it at Europe's Strongest Man. Really enjoyed it, so I'm super happy to see it at World's Strongest Man. The next one was the loading race. They have 5 implements that they had to lift in the quickest time possible, load in the quickest time possible, starting with the Atlas stone. Then we had a 275 pound anvil. Yikes, that's going to be awkward. 2 sandbags and a keg, all weighing 265 pounds. That's what I've read online, and just by looking at the pictures below, you can see it's clearly got written how much they weigh on there, with exception to the keg, but it looks like that's 265 pounds. So let's talk about each group. Okay, so no surprises on who's leading Group 1. That's Tom Stoltman, 4 points. Kevin Fez, 9 points. Not too far from Tom. He was one of my favourites going in to go through to the finals. We've got Gabriel Rayom. Again, I hope I'm pronouncing his surname right. Again, I have mentioned in the past I do have hearing issues. I actually watch subtitles. I can't hear very well when it comes to watching strongman events, so it's actually quite difficult for me sometimes to get these French names and Scandinavian names and Slavic Eastern European names spot on. So I apologize in advance for that, but it's not because I don't know who these athletes are. It's just a disability I have with hearing, but I do give it my best, so bear with me. So anyway, fourth, one of my favourite strongman athletes out there, the Latvian Smogstelis. I really like him. He did really well in World's Strongest Man 2022, so I'm happy to see him in the top 4 on joint points with Gabriel. Andy Black, filling in for Pato Dwyer, who had a shoulder injury, and he decided to pull out from World's Strongest Man to give someone else who was maybe fitter a better chance of doing well at World's Strongest Man, which I think is really nice, because he could have gone out there and just done the best he possibly could, given he had not necessarily a crippling injury, but an injury that was definitely holding him back. So it was very kind of him. And Emmanuel on just 2 points, dead last. That's not surprising at all, because I don't feel like he deserves to be at World's Strongest Man this year, but that's my opinion. Okay, so the loading race, let's look at the results. Tom Stoltman, 5 implements in 38.39 seconds. That's a really, really competitive time. We've got Kevin, 5 implements in 43.36 seconds. That's also a very good time. Smogstelis, third. Andy Black, fantastic effort, for a last-minute replacement, to do all 5 in a pretty good time. Gabriel, we've got 5, again, 43.39, and Manuel for just 4 in 70.64 seconds. Not that good of a time. So this is a tough group. 5 out of 6 got all the implements in under 1 minute, which is very impressive considering how heavy they are. And let's have a look at the deadlift, because this one I was interested in, the deadlift ladder in this group. So Tom Stoltman put in a pretty good time, not that great. Gabriel, 4 reps in 39.40. I thought he'd personally do better than that. Kevin, 4 reps in 45.89. In fourth, we got Smogstelis, 4 reps in 55.91 seconds. Andy Black, again, not bad. 5th position, 4 reps in 62.30 seconds, and the Manuel dead last again. Not surprising, just 3 reps. That's not a good performance. So Tom seems like he's got this in the bag. We've still got more events to go. 2 days, I believe, 2 more days of qualifying. So we'll have to wait and see. But he's doing well so far. Group 2, the standing. Mitchell Hooper. This was the underdog. This was on my wild card list. The people that could really shake things up, stir the pot, and make sure that it's not too boring and predictable qualifying. Because for the past 10 years, really qualifying has just become so boringly predictable. And we've even had people like Brian Shaw and Hathor Julius Bjornsson and Eddie Hall. Well, the 2 of them, it's like they're married anyway. Eddie Hall going out there and just saying, oh, well, I only did 3 kegs because I don't need to do any more. Or, I only did 2 reps because I don't need to do any more to make it through to qualifying. I'm trying to save my energy. I mean, that's not entertaining. That doesn't make good TV. It's not fun for the fans. So I'm glad that we're not in that era anymore, and it looks like people are going out and giving it their all. So because people like Mitchell Hooper there, just to capitalise off anyone who's just holding back. So to full points after day one, brilliant, absolutely incredible, fantastic performance. And then we got Gabriel Pena from Mexico, 8 points. Bobby Thompson third, Brian Shaw fourth, both tied on points. And then Mark Felix fifth, and Konstantin Janasia sixth, both joint on points. So I must mention that I've seen in some reporting that Brian Shaw is ahead of Bobby Thompson in this. Brian Shaw's third, Bobby Thompson's fourth. So I'm just going off what I saw from Lawrence Charlet, because I believe he's a trustworthy source, ex-strongman. He has a lot of networks and contacts who are currently there at World's Strongest Man 2022. So I'm going off what he reported, okay? So I must mention that straight away. Let's have a look on how they performed in the events, because this is interesting. So the loading race, I thought that this was Brian Shaw's event, but Mitchell Hooper, amazing. Five in just 38.31 seconds. That's a brilliant time for a rookie. Brian Shaw 5 in 45 seconds. Gabriel 5 in 45.88 seconds. So very close to Brian there. Brian was lucky. Konstantin Janasia 5 implements in 49.47. So not too far from Brian. And then Bobby Thompson hot on his tail, 49.70, so very close to Konstantin's time. And then Mark Felix last, 5 in 54.96. But the fact that all of them got all 5 implements loaded just goes to show how tough of a group this is as well. In competitive times, all under 1 minute. With Mitchell breaking into the 38s, that's fantastic. That's an incredible time. So that was very impressive. And let's look at the deadlift ladder, my favourite event. Mitchell Hooper, 5 reps in 31.21 seconds. How is that even possible? It takes me 30 seconds to put the straps on the bar. Absolutely brilliant performance. I have to double check that actually after this video. That's actually correct. Bobby Thompson 5 reps, a good deadlifter, 42.56 seconds, and Gabriel 5 reps in 52.53 seconds. I thought he'd do better than that actually. I predicted him second in this event. Mark Felix, a good time, 4 reps in 28.64 seconds, beating the 4 times world champion Brian Shaw by quite a margin, pretty much 4 seconds. Konstantin Janasia, very disappointing performance, incredibly disappointing. Just 3 reps in 19.05 seconds. I predicted him to be much higher up in the deadlift event. He's a good deadlifter. I've seen him pull 400 kilograms for 5 reps, but maybe just something didn't go right, something went wrong. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll have to find out more about that later. So let's go to group 3. Okay, the group of death. That's my opinion. I feel like this is the toughest group to be in. You can agree with that, you can disagree with that. That's your decision. Right, Alexei Novikov, 4 points. No surprises, he's a beast. Now, Adam Bishop, fantastic showing. Just 2 points off from Alexei Novikov. Second position. I've seen a real change in character from Adam in the past 2 years. I think after 2020, he realised that he has what it takes to win World's Strongest Man. And his whole mindset changed. I mean, before I always felt that he kind of had the attitude that it's great to be here, I'll do my best, hopefully I'll make it through. That's, I don't think he ever really saw himself as a winner or as a World's Strongest Man potential winner. I just don't think he had that confidence. But, for example, the other day he said, I will pull 505 kilograms off the floor. I will deadlift 505. I mean, I've never heard him say that ever, talk that with that confidence ever. So I'm really happy for Adam. Obviously, I'm rooting for him as well. So Trey Mitchell, I was surprised. I mean, Alexei and Trey were my favourites going in. So Trey Mitchell, 7 points. Mika Toro from Finland, 6 points. Very good performance. Rob Kearney, 5 points, and good old school Gregors all the way down there, just 2 points, which is not surprising, but it's great to see him back in Strongman after many years. I think the last time he competed in Strongman was 2017, and the last time at World's Strongest Man was 2016, so quite some time ago. So well done for making it to World's Strongest Man. Right, let's look at the results, because this is important. Group 3, loading race results. Alexei Novikov, 5 in 37.25 seconds. That's a great time. That's a very, very good time. Adam Bishop, 5 in 45.85 seconds. That just goes to show how dominant Alexei was. He broke into the 30s, and the closest time was 5 in 45.85. So well done to Alexei Novikov. Mika Toro, someone who's built for a loading race, 5 in 47.84. So not far off from Adam Bishop. I was not expecting Mika to do that well, actually. I did not expect Mika to be that dominant. Trey Mitchell, yikes, what happened here? 5 in 48.78. Rob Kearney, 5 in 54.62. And then Gregors, 4 in 29.85, which I think is a good time for him. But Alexei Novikov, what a dominant time. Fantastic effort. Brilliant. Bravo to Alexei. And Adam, obviously, as well. So the deadlift ladder, Alexei Novikov, this doesn't surprise me to see that he done well in this event. 5 reps in 35.64 seconds. That's a very, very competitive time. I don't even know how that's physically possible, but these guys are incredible strength athletes. Adam Bishop, a very good deadlifter, doesn't get the credit he deserves for deadlifting. 5 reps in 37.44 seconds, very good time. Trey Mitchell, another good deadlifter, 5 reps in just under a minute, which is surprising because, again, I thought he'd do better than that. I thought he'd be in the sort of the 40s, but to be just under 1 minute, not really too good of a time for him. Rob Kearney, a good deadlifter. Again, I'm a little bit surprised to see he only got 4 reps in 41.28 seconds. Not a bad time, but not the best. Mika doesn't surprise me. 2 reps in 26.65 seconds, and Gregor's all the way down in last. 2 reps in 26.91 seconds. So that was pretty much close to what I predicted. I did predict that Trey Mitchell would beat Adam Bishop, but I knew Alexei would win this event. So let's continue on. Group 4 with my second favourite strongman, Martins Licis, leading full points again. Looks like all of them, every group leader has full points, 12 points. Brilliant performance from Martins Licis, but you expect that. In the past at the Arnold Strongman Classic 2022, incredible performance. The Rogue Invitational, incredible performance. This guy is the individual that I have, the strength athlete this year, to win World's Strongest Man. He's the guy I'm predicting will win it. Okay, that's my prediction. It's not fact. It's just my thought. You can agree with it. You can disagree with it. Up to you entirely. But that's my prediction. And I'll talk more about the top 3 later, who I predict will finish in the finals in the top 3. Gavin Bilton, finally. I mean, I've been saying this. I've had people commenting on my previous videos where I had Gavin as a potential wild card to make it through to the finals. Everyone's like, no, he's shit. I'm like, what? Come on, the guy's not shit. And everyone's like, no, he's a bottom, he's a nobody, he's a last. I'm like, no, not at all. Not at all. Do not write Gavin Bilton off, please, because he has been training incredibly hard. He's been working on his endurance, his fitness. I've been watching all his footage on Instagram and social media. He's been training so hard to improve himself as a strength athlete, and it has paid off. So I'm glad that he's done so well, because people kept saying to me, nah, he's just a fat nobody, he's not going to do well. Which I think was really harsh actually. So well done. I mean, obviously it's only day 1, so we can't say he's going to go to the finals just yet, but if it carries on this way, that would be amazing to see him in the finals. So Maxime Boudreau, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. That's how I pronounce it. Currently 3rd with 8 points. Again, I've seen some people with this switch the other way around, reporting Maxime is ahead of Gavin, but I'm going off what Lawrence Charlet reported, Big Loz. that Maxime is third and Gavin is currently second. So that's what I'm going off. Okay, so fourth, Shane Flowers. Fantastic performance from Shane, and Pavlo Kordiaka. Exceptional strongman. These two are always battling it out. Europe's Strongest Man, they were battling it out for, I believe it was fourth and fifth finishing position. So it's not surprising to see them battling it out again. Both joint on points, 6 points, and then I want to say I'm pronouncing this right. I don't even know this guy. I've never even heard of him until I saw the list of athletes announced for World Strongest Man. Nesmin. I'm going to go with that, okay? So, and he hasn't exactly earned the respect for me to learn his full name yet with just 2 points. He didn't put on a great show, to be honest with you. So, anyway, let's move on. Right, let's have a look at the results. Loading race results. Martins Lisis, a very good time. 5 implements in 37.73 seconds. Maxime Boudreau, 5 in 40.68. I thought he would do better. I thought he was going to win this event. Again, that just goes to show that you can't always predict what's going to happen in Strongman. Pavlo Kordiaka, 5 in 43.70. That's a good time. Gav in Bilton, 5. He got all 5. Brilliant in 45.76 seconds. Shane Flowers, 5 in 48.7. And then Nesmin last with just one. Seriously, just give up. Go home if you can't even do more than one. Sorry to say that, but I mean, I'm just speaking the truth there. What's the point? What a waste of a place. That could have gone to... I can think of 3 other athletes who would have deserved to be in World's Strongest Man than him. So anyway, let's move on. The deadlift ladder results. Martins Lisis, no surprises, won it. 5 reps in 43.59. Gavin Bilton, what a showing. I've been watching him practice and train the deadlift a lot in recent months on social media, so I'm not surprised to see him do very well. Shane Flowers, just 4. What happened there with Maxime Boudreau? What happened there? 3 reps, is that? I'll have to double check that again, because that just cannot be right. He's a good deadlifter. 3 reps in 21.12 seconds. Yikes, that's not too good. Pavlo Kordiaka, 3 in 38. So, again, I was a bit surprised to see that. That wasn't exactly how I predicted that. I predicted Gavin to be nearly last and Shane Flowers down in 4th and 5th. Yikes. Okay, that's interesting. Again, that's why you can't predict World's Strongest Man these days. So let's have a look at Group 5, the final group, the easiest group if you were to ask me, and a lot of people would agree with me with that. So Luke is leading the way with 12 points. Not surprising. We'll talk about that later. Jean-Stéphane Carabouf, that's how I'm going to pronounce his name, or Coco as he goes by, his nickname as he goes by sometimes. Aitor Melstedt, 7 points in 3rd. Kelvin de Ruyter from Netherlands, 7th. Now, this is the first ever athlete to come from Greenland to compete at World's Strongest Man, which is shocking considering how long this sport has been going on for. So, Kim Urak Lorentzen. Now, I hope I pronounced his name right there. That's a very unique name. He sits in 5th position, and Evan Singleton, 6th. And there's a reason for that. Just 2 points, because actually before the loading race he went into anaphylactic shock and his throat started to close up. He still managed to compete in the loading race, but he was taken away in an ambulance, and some people said it was heat stroke, some people said it was something else. So he was unable to compete and do the deadlift ladder, which is a shame because that was a loss of points, but he also lost a lot of points in the loading race because that doesn't reflect his performance. He is a top 3 loading race athlete in this group without a shadow of a doubt. So I really feel sorry for him. However, the good news is they did a whole bunch of tests. He's A-OK. They gave him a whole bunch of medicine, and he got the thumbs up to go back to World's Strongest Man and compete for the next few days. So that's good that he's coming back because he's had a lot of bad luck at World's Strongest Man. So I'm happy he will be returning and he hasn't had to withdraw from World's Strongest Man. That's great. Now he's in a very bad position because he didn't do well in the first event, obviously, going into anaphylactic shock and lifting those heavy pieces of equipment, that's definitely not a good situation to be in, and you're not going to do very well, especially if your throat's closing up. And then missing the deadlift event completely, that's again a loss of points. But I must say one thing: Evan Singleton has a humongous amount of drive, determination, perseverance, and grit. If anyone can claw their way back from this in this group, or at World's Strongest Man overall, it's definitely Evan. So I'm praying for him. I wish him all the best, and I hope he does fantastically in the rest of the qualifying events. So we'll have to wait and see. So let's have a look at their performances, because that's interesting. Okay, so Luke Stoltman currently was first in the loading race with a pretty good time, 5 implements in 37.95 seconds. Kelvin de Ruyter 5 in 39.18 seconds, which is a really good time. Not surprising, the guy's gigantic. He makes those implements look tiny. Ithor Melstedt 5 in 49.69. Very good time. Jean-Stéphane Carabouf, or I'm going to call him Coco from now because I like that name, 5 in 52.70. That is a good time as well. Evan Singleton still managed to do 5, which is incredible. 68.38 seconds. And then Kim last with just 4 implements in 34.79 seconds. So that didn't all go as I had predicted. I'm just looking at what I wrote down on paper from what I actually predicted. That wasn't quite how I predicted it would go, but I still think it's incredible from Evan Singleton, given the situation, to still manage to do all 5 in a pretty good time. So anyway, let's move on to the next event. So the next event, deadlift ladder, my favourite. Luke Stoltman did a okay time, not great to be honest. 4 reps in 42.87. Coco 4 reps in 53.87, or Jean-Stéphane Carabouf. Kim, pretty good time actually. Now, interestingly here, it's this guy. His name, I got it. Okay, he actually had a total of 6 reps, but 2 were disallowed because he had to repeat 1 or 2 of the bars, or maybe one of the weights twice, because he didn't wait for the down command. So he found himself actually having to do 6 reps. So he would have done significantly better in this event, significantly better. Possibly even beating Luke Stoltman if it wasn't for that mistake, not waiting for the down command, which is just a rookie mistake. It's a combination of nerves, first time at World's Strongest Man, just kind of learning your way really. But that's something I must mention. It was him, Kim Lorentzen, that was the guy. I just got it right there. Okay, so next one, Ithor Melstedt 4th and Kelvin last. That doesn't surprise me. The guy's not built for deadlifting. So that was interesting. And obviously there's no Evan Singleton. He didn't compete in this event, which is a great shame, because I think he would have done well. Right, so that's all 5 groups done. Finally, the event top 5. So for the loading race, the top 5 in position of from 1st to 5th, Alexi was the best. So the best time, 5 in 37.25 seconds. That's an incredible time. Martins Lisis in a close, very, very, very close second. 5 implements in 37.73. Super close there. They're my 2 favourites going into win World's Strongest Man. Luke Stoltman 5 in 37.95. It's an okay time. Yep, that's good. Mitchell Hooper 5 implements in 38.31. Brilliant performance from the rookie. And Tom, dead last, 5 implements, 38.39. Now they're all very competitive times in the 37s, 38s. So it's incredibly close between these guys in this event. Incredibly close. Let's move on to the deadlift. Let's hope this is in the right order. The deadlift ladder results, the top 5. So Mitchell Hooper with an astonishing time. 5 reps in 31.21 seconds. I really honestly don't know how that's humanly possible. 5 reps from Alexei Novikov in 31.64, a very good time. We then have Martins Lisis, 5 reps in 43.59 seconds. Tom Stoltman, 5 reps in 51.46 seconds. I had to double check that because I really didn't think that was a good time. when you compare it to the likes of Mitchell Hooper and Alexei Novikov, that is a pretty shitty time. And then Luke dead last, even though he won the event in his group, I believe so. 4 reps in 42.87 seconds. So, interesting. I'd say this was an interesting day one. I'm pretty interested by this. Now, this was my finalist prediction on the 22nd of May this year. So, unfortunately, Paolo Dwyer, we've crossed him out. Now, I did cross out Evan Singleton because I had written this presentation when I wasn't sure whether he will be coming back. Because when you see someone, when you hear someone that someone's been taken away in an ambulance to the hospital, you don't really think that guy's going to be coming back. So I wasn't sure, but he is back. However, he's in a very bad position, and he would have to. Something spectacular would have to happen for him to go through to the finals now. Even though he is in the easiest group out of all the groups, he has only got 2 points right now, and he didn't even compete in the deadlift event. So that's not too great. In all fairness, that really isn't where he would, where he'd want to be. So interesting stuff there. So anyway, let's have a look at. So far, it looks pretty much spot on. We've got Tom, Kevin, Brian, Bobby Thompson, Alexei Novikov, Trey Mitchell, Martins Lisis. But to be honest with you, Mitchell Hooper, that's why I've put it in, I've highlighted it, leading Group 2. This guy looks, if he carries on this way, he could easily dethrone Brian Shaw, knock him out, and take his place in the finals. That's one thing for sure. Bobby Thompson, one of the two. We've got Coco, a really good performance. Really good performance, actually. I have to be honest, I didn't speak too positively of him in a previous video. I regret that now. And Gabriel Pena, another good performance from him. And Gavin Bilton, I know I had him as my on the wild card when I first made this video. Then in another video, about 3 or 4 people commented like, no way, come on, Gavin, get real, son. He's never going to do it. So I took him out. I knew I shouldn't have taken him out. And I replaced him with Konstantin Janashia, and I'm regretting that now. So it's definitely interesting. It's definitely heating up. I can't wait for the rest of the qualifying events. I can't wait to see what happens. I'm super excited. Let me know what your thoughts are. Share them below. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate any positive comments. That's very kind of you. Have a great day. Enjoy World's Strongest Man. And make sure to subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And again, I want to say thank you for watching this video.